Hey guys, it's Julie. We're going to start a new money saving thing. I saw this on the web and I said I have got to try this. We're going to turn this bar of Castile soap into the liquid Castile soap. Now the bar I paid $1 for, and the liquid Castile soap, this was the Dr. Bronner's lavender, I paid $9.25. So I think I'll take the $1 any day. So what you're going to need to make this is 5 ounces, what was the 5 ounces? Which is 140 grams, I should say, for European standards, of grated soap. And we grated it just on a box grater. We're going to use a gallon of water, which is 3.7 liters. And for the gallon of water, we're going to take 1 cup away. Because you're going to add other things, you're going to need to displace this liquid, so reserve the 1 cup of water in case it's too thick and you need to thin it at the end. We're also going to use 2 tablespoons of glycerin. Now mine is not vegetable glycerin. Like I said in the previous videos, until I use every bit of my product up, I am not going to buy new stuff. That wouldn't be saving you money after all. So the 2 tablespoons for US is 30 milliliters for European standards. We're going to pan down to the table, so we have the soap, the glycerin, the water, the box grater. And after we grated the bar of peppermint soap, it looks just like cheese if you ask me. It smells wonderful too, because this one is the peppermint. Use whatever scent, or I like to say flavor, that you want. The reason I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to save money. Of course, that gas is going up to $4 US, and I've got to save money on everything that I can. I do not use Dr. Bronner's for my hair. Some people do, so this would maybe be a good thing for you. I mainly use it for my body. I really like that it's organic. It uses a lot of vegetable oils. So we're going to go over to the stove, and we're going to put our grated soap into a pot of boiling water, which is what we took out of the jug. And we're also going to do 2 tablespoons of glycerin. So come with me over to the stove, and we're going to get started. Oh man, that water is really, really boiling. We better turn that down a little bit. Please be careful, ladies. This is very, very hot. You're going to do a little bit of the soap at a time because it's going to bubble up. See how that's going to start to bubble up? Put little handfuls in and start to stir it. Put a little bit more in and start to stir it. This is going to give you a gallon of liquid soap out of 1 bar. I would say the average cost that I have paid for the Dr. Bronner soap has been $9 to $14. I paid the $14 for the 32 ounce, and I'm just not willing to do that anymore. If I can find things that are going to save me money, that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to put all the grated soap in and continue to stir it. And we're going to do the 2 tablespoons of liquid glycerin. There we are, 1. Put that in the mix. And we're going to do 2. And once we get that in, we're going to turn the stove back up a bit and let that start to boil. You're going to have to continue stirring this because you're trying to melt it and get it all emulsified. At the end, when it cools, it will thicken up a bit. But for now, we're just going to boil away. Let me turn the fire back up on that and get that to going. We're going to come back in a minute after it has thickened up a bit, and I'll show you some of the other things that we're going to add to it, okay? Okay, ladies and gents, here is my liquid soap. Looks like pure water, doesn't it? Look at that. Still piping hot. While it was still piping hot, because we're going to have to let this sit several hours to overnight, I added some of my infused lavender oil. I put 2 tablespoons of that, and I also put 2 tablespoons of honey. You know I love honey. And after it has totally cooled, either tonight or tomorrow, we're going to put some vitamin E oil, just because I want the vitamin E oil, not just for the preservative part, but I think it's very good for the skin. So we're going to let this sit, and as you can see, we have a pot full of it. And when you come back several hours we may even wait until tomorrow to pour it in the bottle. You'll see how it has turned from a total liquid into a creamy, kind of a lumpy type of soap. And we can beat that up or thin it down a little bit and then pour it in our jug for later use. So stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm finally finished with the Castile soap. I am so excited! It turned out perfectly. I did not remember the lady's name earlier, but her website on YouTube, or her site on YouTube, I should say, is Primitive Mommy. She was one of the few that I looked at for the Castile soap, or how to make your bar soap into liquid soap. And I'm going to show you the finished product, and then I'm going to pour it in the jug. And I'm so excited. I'm saving money. Now I can buy gas and go places. So let's look down. As you saw earlier, it was pretty much just like water. You can kind of see the swirls in it now. You can see that it's starting to get thick, kind of like a liquid. Unlike her soap, though, I put 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 heaping tablespoons, I should say, and 2 heaping tablespoons of my lavender oil. Once it had cooled down, I also put I think it was a 4th teaspoon of vitamin E oil, the 32,000 IU, because I'm always so worried about germs. This has sat on my stove for about 8 hours now. As you can see, it has thickened up. As it thickens up overnight, I did not want it to get so thick I can't get it in the bottle. So this has been an experiment that has turned out much better than I thought. It was something that I said I had been wanting to try, and I saw someone else do it. So Primitive Mommy, thank you for the idea, and all the ladies and gentlemen on YouTube who come up with some of the best ideas. But this is a money-saving thing that I think is going to help a lot of natural ladies who may or may not want to spend the $9, $10, $15, $20 on the liquid soap. Grate your bar. You can look back through the video for the exact things to do. Grate your bar, your distilled water, your glycerin. And once it's cooled a little bit, I put honey and extra oil. You do not have to use lavender oil. Since the bar that I grated was already peppermint, I did not want to put extra peppermint, because if you've ever taken a bath with peppermint oil, if your below the waist area is a little sensitive and you get too much peppermint, you know how peppermint makes your mouth, oh, so cool. My, you get quite the sensation. And if you like that, you know, go for it. But I put a little lavender oil in mine. I'm going to pour it in the bottle. I'm going to show you exactly how thick it is. I was worried if I let it completely cool or set or gel or whatever the thing is overnight, it'd be too thick. So I want it a little thick, and that's fine, because when I put it in my bottle, I won't fill it all the way to the top. That way, if I need to thin it out, I can put a little extra water and thin it out a bit. So let's see. Let me get my funnel, and we'll pan down on that. Let me get my spoon out the way, and I got my cup here, so I'm all ready. Let me show you as pouring just how, see, that looks exactly like the Castile soap that you buy at the store. Smells exactly like it. Even the viscosity or the thickness of it when you rub it through your fingers feels exactly like it does. And we're going to pour it in our bottle and fill it up. And this has been one of the best money-saving things. I think I'm going to have to try that homemade detergent also and see how that works. Let me see. Okay, the bottle's already full, so we'll cap that off. And then we'll fill the jug up. And see, I have my label and the date. That way, if there's any problems, I kind of know how long it actually lasts, since this is my first time making this. So we'll fill the jug up and have us just jugs of this stuff. I would say we maybe spent, well, if the water was 89 cents and the soap was a dollar, I think it was $1.20 with tax and so on. We have maybe spent, for a gallon of this, maybe $2.50 to $3 with all the essential oils and the honey and the glycerin. And considering that I normally pay $9 to $10 for this one bottle, man oh man, I have saved myself, because since this soap can be diluted even further anyway, you can wash your hair with it, you can brush your teeth with it. Dr. Bronner's has lots of uses. I think they make a very good product, plus they're fair trade, which is always a rocking thing to do. I am just going to pass this on to all my friends. I hope you guys try this. Save your money. Look at that. We're going to have a jug full of this stuff. I'm just going to scrub everything tonight and see how it feels on the skin, and I'll come back and tell you when I do the next video. But I'm going to continue filling the jug. Look at all that money I saved. Look at all that money I saved. I'm so excited. I know it's kind of dorky, but you know, that's just how I am. But thanks to all the subscribers. Thanks for all your wonderful comments. Don't forget to comment. I want you guys to try it and see how you like it. I did this with Castile soap, but they say on some of the websites that you can do it with Dove, Ivory, whatever you decide that you want to use. But since this is something that I use anyway for taking a shower, I thought this would be a good thing to try. But thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. See you later.